Hey, how you doing, folks? Chris Harris here. Another episode of Bucksweet Sports Podcast presented to you by 810 Studios. Appreciate everyone joining me today. Hope everyone's having a great week. If you haven't done so already, man, swing by 810 Studios. Check out all the great content, videos, different programs we got going on. Give them a like, share, follow. Like I said, local business, helping out local content creators, said the family, classmates, friends, pretty sure people that you know. So, just support them and definitely check out some of the videos, man. A lot of great stuff. Today's episode, I'm gonna start doing my team previews for the upcoming season. Like I said, I got 10 teams that I'm covering. So over the next month or so, do two teams a week. Today's episode, I'm going to do the Lakewood Leopards and the Red Spring Red Devils. So once again, appreciate y'all joining me. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting off a little bit of local high school news. Congratulations to Marlboro County's Jakarion Keenan. This past week, he committed to Rutgers University. So congratulations to him. That's awesome news. Like I said, been watching this young man since he you know started with Clinton, and like I said, man, definitely well deserved. So congratulations to him and his family. Um, Rutgers University up there get to play the big conference. It used to be called the Big Ten. I think it's just called the Big now. I mean, it's so much is changing with college football, but I've been up there in that area, that New Brunswick, New Jersey area. Uh, not great area, man. I mean, you're pretty much in the middle of everything. I mean, you go over, you got Philly over here, you got Newark and New York up north, a little bit further up north. That's a good, great area. I mean, Rutgers really hasn't been, on the top uh, for a while as far but I feel like they got some good stuff going on there at their school. Whatever they got going on, man, it's really attracting the kids. I think over this past week or so, they had like 26 commitments and actually bumped up their recruiting class up into the top 10 for the 2025 season. So I mean, they got something brewing up there. So I mean, looking forward to checking Jakarion out. And like I said, for him, man, that's big. That's a big time, man. That's what a lot of these kids have been working on. I mean, that's a dream come true. Big day for him. Big day for his family. So once again, congratulations to them. Couple a little bit of post sports stuff. Shout out to the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics wrapped up a great season, winning their 18th NBA championship. Like I said, best record in the league, number one seed in the East. Count the finals, only lost 3 games throughout the whole playoffs. So I mean, it finished up Dallas beating them, winning the series 4 games to 1. Jaylen Brown winning Finals MVP. So I mean, could this be a start of Boston's next great dynasty? Just checking them out, man. Boston, like I said, the 18th championship. That's the best in the throughout the NBA. Broke that tie with the Lakers. Just that first one since 2008 season. Just looking back on Boston, like I said, just one of the most storied teams in the NBA. You think about how they dominated back in the 60s and going into the 70s and 80s. Like I said, 18 championships, and just that Boston area, man. If you think about sports wise, what their teams have done in the major sports leagues, with a combined 40 championships, which is outstanding. I mean, second to New York, but New York, man, New York's kind of cheating, man. New York got two teams for in every league. I mean, they got two football teams, they got two Major League Baseball teams, two hockey teams, and New York has 54. and the majority of those come from the Yankees. About half of them come from the Yankees. The Yankees won 27 World Series titles. So, but that Boston area, like I said, that crazy when it comes to sports. Here in the Carolinas, man, we got one with the Hurricanes back in '06, but man, through between the Hurricanes, Hornets and Panthers, like I said, man, I just want one with the Panthers. Just please help. But yeah, just once again, just congratulations to Boston. Um, get into what we the main topic of the show today. I'm gonna break down these two teams. Um, two of the 10 that I'm covering. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. We'll start off with Lakewood, and it's not gonna be anything crazy. Just a little bit of basic stuff. Just a little basic profile. Talk about their schedule, some of their top players, top returning players, and a couple of games that I'm definitely gonna be on the watch for. I think could be some of their better games. So go ahead and get started. Lakewood Leopards head coach John Holt. This is be his first year. Like I said, he's coming to them from Georgia State, where he served as a offensive line coach. Lakewood is a part of Carolina 1A conference. Last season they went 10-3, 3-1 in that conference. We'll get into some of their returning players, top returning players. Starting with the offense, we talk about passing wise, quarterback Ryland Godbold had 716 yards passing last season, 15 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He was a junior, so he's coming back for his senior year. Going to be a big part of that. It's always big when you guys experience coming back in quarterback position, man. Moving on to rushing, top returning rusher Calvin Lacewell Jr. 917 yards rushing last season, 18 touchdowns, 7.6 yards per carry. Only a freshman last season, coming back for his, this is going to be into his sophomore year. So, I mean, those are outstanding numbers for a freshman. Just hoping to see him build on that going into his sophomore season. Another solid running back they got coming back is Kai Owens. He had 777 yards rushing last year, 9 touchdowns, and 8.1 yards per carry. So, and they got a couple guys, solid athletes that look like they could carry the ball as well. I'm talking about also we got Chris Carr coming back. They're going to they have a lot of great athletes coming back. Except from a team that was a 10-win team last season. That's always, you as a fan, you definitely feel good about, looking at that and seeing that experience coming back. Not done yet, but as far receiving, their top receiver coming back will be Jason Brunson. He had 180 yards receiving last year and 5 touchdowns. So, like I said, a lot of great. They got the skill positions covered, and also they return a great offensive line. Some great guys coming back. Good experience. Just some of the offensive linemen that will be coming back. Cameron Williams, he was featured on my BuzzFeed Sports preseason team. David Bryant, another one, and Devin Jones. So you got a couple solid offensive linemen coming back, along with those great skill positions. So it's like I said, definitely a solid group coming back. Moving on to the defense. You'll hear a couple. You hear me repeat a couple names. 1A schools, a lot of 1A schools. Guys are going both ways. So, like I said, these are some of your best athletes on the team. Putting up numbers on both sides of the ball. Once again, the Kai Owens had 64 tackles last season, 2 interceptions. Cameron Williams, 63 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. Xavier Howard, another guy I mentioned on my BuzzFeed Sports preseason team. 55 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, led the team with 4.5 sacks. So that's just some of the guys that I pinpointed out that I mean, and it's guys that I didn't name. I can't name everybody, but yeah, it's a lot of they got a great group of kids coming back. You think about we always talk about keys to success, to building a successful program is starting with that foundation at your feeder schools, and we talk about in Roseburg, Sellenberg the last couple of years. They've had some great teams, and all that talent is translated to the high school, and that's what you're seeing now. Um, we'll break down their schedule a little bit, and then I'll talk about the games that I feel like some of the top games to watch. Um, They start off the season versus Spring Creek at home. That's the opener. And they play at Kip Pride on 8:30. September 6th, they play at Lejeune. September 13th, they will play at Midway. September 20th. No, that Midway game's home. Excuse me. Midway game's home on the 13th. 9:20, they'll play at Red Springs. September 27th, North Johnston. October 4th versus Union. October 11th, they'll travel to North Duplin. October 18th, they'll home against Hopton and finish the season up against Rosewood on the road. So that's their schedule right there. Some of the games that kind of stood out to me, um, 9-13 versus Midway, Sampson County rivalry, always a big time rivalry game. Lakewood versus Midway, and it gets a little bit better this year, being that Lakewood's former coach is now over there in Midway, so just adding a little spice to the rivalry, man. That's going to be a big game. Another one I pointed out, and it's just funny that I happen to be the other team I'm covering today. 9:20 at Red Springs. I feel like that could be a really exciting competitive game. Great athletes on both sides of the ball for both teams. So that's going to be a good. I feel like that could be a good one. Getting into their conference games, I think 3 really important conference games for them. October 11th at North Duplin. That's going to be a big one. You think these teams really, they're looking at the way the standings ended up last season. So that was them and North Duplin basically, right there at the top of the conference. Um, Another big one, another Sampson County rivalry game. October 18th versus Hopton. Hopton, a chance to avenge one of your losses. Your only conference loss last season, came at the hands of Hopton. Like I said, don't know how strong Hopton's going to be this year. Like I said, they took some hits to graduation and losing a shot win to transfer, but that's still going to be it. Like I said, it's Sampson County rivalry game, man. It's going to be a good one. It's always going to be heated. And then the season finale at Rosewood, just like North Duplin. That's a conference game. Always going to be a game that's competitive, and a game that's going to be, it's going to be some big time playoff implications, stuff like that on the line, especially right there, the last game before the season finale there. But that's just my little breakdown on Lakewood. Like I said, it's nothing too crazy. Just kind of want to give you a little basic, team preview um, before we really get into the start of the season, and just like I said, just some of the games I feel like could be must see TV. Moving on, move on to my next team. Like I said, Red Springs Red Devils. Same concept, just a little bit of basic information about the team, the schedule, some of the players to watch. Red Springs, head coach by Tim Ray. Coach Ray's going into his third season there at Red Springs. Uh, they are members of the Southeastern Athletic Conference, also known as the SAC Six. It's a two-way conference. For my Clinton listeners, extremely y'all are familiar with Red Springs. Like I said, member of our conference. Looking at Coach Ray's past performances here at Red Springs, they were his first season. They were 1-9 in 2002. 2003, you saw a team last season. You saw a team really improved. Coming off that first year. Last year they finished 5-6. So like I said, going from 1-9 to 5-6, that's the type of improvement you want to see. Like I said, you're not always going to see that huge jump overnight, man. It's a work in progress. But Coach Ray and his staff has done a great job there at Red Springs. They got some really exciting athletes that I've really been keeping my eye on. And I feel like they could have a big season. Just a little bit more about Coach Ray. He said before he was at Goldsboro before, and as a head coach, his overall record is 24-39. Right. Breaking into their top returning players. Starting off with the offense. Their quarterback last year was a senior. He had over 1,000 yards passing. Like I said, he's a senior. So, Coach Ray had pinpointed a kid by the name of Chase Boone, who's transferring from St. Paul's. He's transferred to Red. He's at Red Springs now, so he's probably going to be in the running for as far as that starting quarterback position goes. Did appear in 2 games for St. Paul's, probably just doing some cleanup duty. Really no significant stats, but he was a sophomore last year, going into his junior year this year. So look for him to probably be in that running for that starting quarterback spot. Rushing. And like I said, I'm gonna kill this guy's name, man. I killed it before, but he's on my BuzzFeed Sports all preseason team. Running back Jackson Mack. I'm pretty sure it's either Jackson or Jackelson. But I got to get some clarification on how to pronounce that, man. But he had 1,293 yards rushing last season, 8 touchdowns. Like I said, he was pointed out he was one of my selections for my BuzzFeed Sports preseason team as a running back. Going into your receiving, TJ Ellerby was also a selection. Had 746 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns, and also once again, Jackson Mack had 126 yards receiving. So like I say, some really talented athletes. So like these are 2 of the guys like I said I've been keeping my eye on, man. Like I said, I heard my guy Joshua Brown from Carolina Recruits talk about these kids early last season. Checked them out when they played Clinton. Just looking at their stats from last season, definitely 2 very talented athletes, and just going to continue to really continue to improve and build on what they got going on. And I feel like both are in for a really good season. Looking at some of their offensive line, one of the guys on their offensive line, once again, another one of my selections from my BuzzFeed Sports my preseason team. Cameron McBride, 1 sack allowed, 14 pancakes, and shout out to Red Springs coaching staff for actually, keeping up with that type of stuff, because a lot of people don't, and I feel like a lot of offensive linemen get done a disservice because no one's keeping up with this stuff. And I understand it's hard to track. I mean, the stat guys, they got enough, stuff trying to go on, they got going on, but shout out to them for keeping up with this stuff. So like I said, 1 sack allowed, 14 pancakes, and he was named to all conference and all county teams. So that's their offense. Some of their defensive guys. So like I said, once again, two-way school. I'm gonna be repeating some names. Like I said, a lot of these guys are doing it big on both sides of the ball. Uh, this is a different Mac, man. I'm guessing I'm guessing they're brothers. Names are almost identical. The only difference is my guy who's the running back. He has an L in his, and this one's just Jason. So this is Jason Mack. 19 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 3 pass breakups, and 0 touchdowns allowed against the coverage at that defensive back spot. Raymond Blue, 43 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 return for a touchdown. And he only appeared as sophomore. He only appeared in 7 games last season. So that's pretty impressive numbers for, appearing in that many games. And for, like I said, the man, sophomore. That's a lot of young, talented kids at these schools that I'm covering, man. It's crazy. You see these kids putting up these numbers as sophomores and think, man, they still got 2 years of high school football left. So another guy, once again, Cameron McBride on that defensive line, 32 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack. And repeating Mr. Ellerby's name, TJ Ellerby, 37 tackles, 3 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, uh, 2 fumble recoveries, and one of them returned for a touchdown. So, like I said, once again, outstanding stats for these guys. Once again, Mr. Ellerby, sophomore. Um, Once again, the other Mac, Jackelson Mac, 35 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. And once again, he was an all conference, all county selection. And that was just once again, just some of the guys, not all the guys, but some of the guys that Coach Ray had mentioned to me. And just some of the guys are just looking at their stats, um, who stood out. So, like I said, once again, Red Springs, I feel like a team that has an opportunity to, do some big things this season. And with that, and we'll go ahead and check out their schedule real quick. Talk about some of the games I feel like they games to watch. Some to check out. Start off the season August 23rd versus Douglasburg at home. Then the next week they will travel to Grays Creek. 9-6 they'll travel to Purnell Sweat. 9-13 they'll travel to Lumberton. Oh, actually that's home against Lumberton. 9-20 home against Lakewood. Once again, that's the game I pointed out to y'all when I was covering Lakewood. And they'll get into conference play. Start off conference play October 4th versus Fairmont on the road. Then they'll host St. Paul's on October 11th. Host Clinton October 18th. Then they'll travel to Midway October 25th. And finish the season up on the road versus West Bladens. That's their schedule. Some of the games that stood out to me, 9-6 versus Purnell Sweat on the road. Purnell Sweat's a team they lost to last season. That's also a team, in the county, a bigger school in the county. Anytime you're playing county schools, man, you want to win the county. So, I feel like it's probably, I don't know much about, Robinson County football, but I feel like that's probably a rivalry game. Like I said, you want to win the county. You want to win. You want to win conference. You want to win the county. You want those bragging rights. So that game against Purnell Sweat could be a big one. Once again, game versus Lakewood. So I mentioned on the other when I was talking about the Leopards. I feel like that could be a good game. A lot of great athletes on both sides of the ball. And just a good way to end non-conference play. My next one versus St. Paul's on the October 11th. That's going to be a big game. Once again, in county game. That could be a big time conference game. St. Paul's, I would have to say, is probably my preseason favorite, to win the Sac Six conference. With Clinton going through their changes, having to replace a lot of seniors and stuff. And like I say, I feel like St. Paul's has probably got the upper hand on everyone else so far. But that game right there could be a big time game. It's a rivalry game, man. It gets heated. I don't know if it was last season or the year before, where I guess it was a little scuffle and it ended up resulting in some suspensions. Um, but I think some of the stuff got overturned once the ref stuff looked at. Now you don't want it to result in that again, but that just goes to show how heated this game could get. So that's going to be a big one for them. And then October 18th versus my dark horses, man. That's going to be a big game, big test. What a lot of people don't know, Red Springs is the only team back during Clinton's Tri Six conference days. Red Springs was the only team to actually defeat Clinton in 3 or 4 years of conference play. So I mean, that's something that I don't know if any of the Red Springs guys still talk about, but that's going to be a big game, man. Clinton's always going to be one of the biggest games on anyone's schedule. So, like I said, and I feel like Red Springs might have an opportunity to, bust into that upper echelon of the Sac Six conference. So, definitely will be a big game when the Dark Horses come to town. But that's pretty much all I got as far as my team previews go. And this is something I'm gonna do every week with each school. If y'all feel it's something I missed, man, please feel free. Let me know. Like, hey, man, you gotta check out this kid, or what about this game right here? And it's my first time covering a lot of these schools, so like I said, I'm still learning. I really appreciate the coaches that have messaged me and gave me tidbits of information, and fans who have messaged me and gave me little tidbits of information. And it's a journey, man. Like I said, it's something I enjoy. I love the game of football. I love high school sports. So I mean, I'm just enjoying the education basically, and then I'm enjoying coming up here and talking about it with y'all. And like I said, just seeing the fans and the kids, um, how they react to all the content. So really enjoying myself, man. But I'm gonna start wrapping things up for this week. So like I said, uh, be sure to swing by A10 Studios, check out all the content, check out the show. Swing by Buck Sweet Sports podcast page. I'm always posting different stuff, different content, man. So I really appreciate all the support. I appreciate everyone listening in. Hope everyone continues to have a good week, have a safe weekend. Hope everyone had a great Juneteenth. And like I said, once again, just appreciate all the support. Appreciate y'all listening in. Chris Harris, Buck Sweet Sports Podcast. Y'all have a good night.